Sean O'Malley recently shared his thoughts on the highly anticipated matchup between Islam Makhachev and Jack Della Maddalena, a fight that has captured the attention of the entire MMA world. O'Malley admitted that it's a tough fight to predict, as both fighters bring unique skills and styles to the octagon. However, after considering their strengths and potential strategies, he revealed that he is leaning slightly toward Islam Makhachev to come out on top. O'Malley expressed genuine excitement about the matchup, describing it as a massive and intriguing fight. He mentioned that while many fans, including himself, initially wanted to see Islam face Ilia Topuria, the bout with Jack Della Maddalena is still an incredible matchup that offers its own level of intrigue. According to O'Malley, the contrast between the two possible opponents, Ilia and Jack, makes the dynamics of each potential fight completely different. He pointed out how their body types, styles, and approaches to fighting would force Islam to adapt in unique ways, adding to the overall unpredictability and excitement surrounding these potential matchups. When discussing Makhachev's skills, O'Malley praised the lightweight champion's composure, strength, and high-level grappling. He noted that Islam's ability to control fights through his wrestling and positional dominance often makes the difference in close contests. At the same time, O'Malley acknowledged Jack Della Maddalena's explosive striking and precision, calling him one of the most technically sharp boxers in the UFC. He highlighted how Jack's forward pressure, timing, and crisp combinations could present serious challenges for Islam, especially in the striking exchanges. Despite recognizing Jack's dangerous stand-up game, O'Malley ultimately gave the edge to Islam due to his versatility and championship experience. He said he believes Islam's grappling and fight IQ will allow him to edge out a close, hard-fought decision rather than an easy victory. O'Malley emphasized that it wouldn't be a one-sided affair, predicting a competitive fight where both athletes have moments of success. He described his prediction modestly, saying that Islam would squeak out a close win, underlining just how evenly matched the contest could be. In closing, O'Malley admitted that even though he's leaning toward Makhachev, he isn't fully confident in his prediction, given how dangerous and unpredictable Jack Della Maddalena can be. The uncertainty in his tone reflected the respect he has for both fighters, recognizing that this matchup could go either way. For O'Malley, it's not just about picking a winner. It's about appreciating two elite fighters pushing each other to their limits on one of the biggest stages in the sport. At 46 years old, Andrei Arlovski made a powerful statement in his Misfits boxing debut by knocking his opponent, Kells, out cold in a stunning display of veteran skill and power. Despite his age, Arlovski showed that his experience, composure, and striking ability are still on another level. Kells, a former reality TV star, entered the ring with confidence, ready to test himself against a former UFC heavyweight champion. However, Arlovski's timing and precision proved too much to handle, leading to a decisive and emphatic finish that immediately captured the attention of combat sports fans around the world. Following the fight, Arlovski shared a photo of himself and Kells on Instagram, accompanied by a message of respect and sportsmanship. He wrote, "Big respect to my opponent for taking this fight. You are a very nice person. Good luck to you in everything." This message highlighted Arlovski's professionalism and class, qualities that have defined his long and storied career. Even after decades in combat sports, he continues to carry himself with humility and dignity, earning admiration from both fans and fighters alike. After regaining his composure, Kells also addressed the fight and reflected on what went wrong. He admitted, "I messed up, man. I shouldn't have switched off, but I messed up. I was winning that as well. I messed up." Kells expressed disappointment in letting his focus slip during a crucial moment of the fight, acknowledging that his lapse in concentration cost him dearly. Despite the loss, he remained composed and grateful, saying, "You know what, we went in there, did what we came to do against a UFC ex-champion. I should have never switched in that final round. Thank God, grateful to God for keeping me in there, keeping me safe, and making me come out of there healthy and alive." The exchange between both men demonstrated the mutual respect that defines true sportsmanship. While Kells faced defeat, his humility and gratitude stood out just as much as Arlovski's victory. For Arlovski, this win added another remarkable chapter to his legacy, proving that his passion for combat and his ability to compete at a high level remain intact. For fans of Misfits boxing and MMA alike, The moment served as a reminder that greatness knows no age, and that the heart of a fighter never fades, even after years of battles inside the ring and cage. Francis Ngannou has once again stirred excitement in the fight world by teasing a potential showdown with Jon Jones, a matchup that many fans and analysts have long considered the biggest fight in combat sports history. In a recent interview with TMZ Sports, Ngannou confidently declared that the biggest fight in the world is Francis Ngannou versus Jon Jones. He emphasized that, with all due respect to other fighters and matchups, nothing could compare to the magnitude and global interest that a fight between him and Jones would generate. He suggested that if the UFC truly wanted to create the biggest event of all time, possibly even at the rumored UFC White House card, then this is the fight that must happen. Ngannou was clear in acknowledging the talent and value of every fighter, expressing respect for all athletes regardless of where they compete on a card, whether on the main event or prelims. He stated that great fights can happen anywhere, reminding fans that he himself became a world champion inside the UFC Apex, an arena without a live crowd. This, he explained, taught him that the essence of the sport lies in the competition and the fighter's effort, not necessarily in the venue or event size. However, he added that if the UFC wants to host a truly monumental event, the matchup between him and Jon Jones would be the one to make it historic. When asked about the possibility of the fight happening, Ngannou seemed optimistic but realistic. He hinted that he is waiting for a call from UFC President Dana White, acknowledging that the ball is in the UFC's court. Ngannou's current contract with the Professional Fighters League, PFL, complicates the situation, as any bout with Jon Jones would require a crossover deal between promotions. Such an arrangement has historically been rare in combat sports, particularly with the UFC, which has been hesitant to collaborate with other organizations for fear of granting them credibility and exposure. Despite these challenges, Ngannou appeared determined to keep the conversation alive, expressing his willingness to make it happen if the opportunity arises. He reiterated that he has no ill will toward the UFC or its fighters and that his desire to face Jon Jones stems from competitive respect and a shared legacy. Both men have been dominant in their respective divisions, and a clash between them would represent the pinnacle of heavyweight and pound-for-pound greatness. Even though the fight remains a long shot, Ngannou's comments reignited the excitement and hope among fans who have dreamed of seeing these two legends collide. As of now, he seems to be putting the idea out into the universe, hoping that one day the business and logistics will align to make what he calls the biggest fight of all time a reality. Reinier de Ridder recently opened up about the mistakes and challenges he faced during his fight against Brendan Allen, revealing that he had been dealing with underlying medical issues leading up to the bout. In an interview with Submission Radio, de Ridder explained that while he initially felt strong and confident in the opening rounds, his energy levels suddenly dropped as the fight progressed. He described feeling completely drained after the first round, to the point where he struggled to stand between rounds and had no energy left to continue his usual game plan. His corner eventually made the decision to stop the fight after the fourth round, recognizing that he was no longer able to perform at his best. Reflecting on the experience, de Ridder revealed that his post-fight blood work showed some concerning results, though he chose not to share the specific details publicly. He mentioned that he has been dealing with similar physical issues for some time and that it may have been related to pushing his body too hard in preparation for the title opportunity. He recalled experiencing a comparable problem in his second fight against Vitaly Bigdash, where he also performed well early but completely faded in the later rounds. De Ridder admitted that his intense focus on preparing for big fights caused him to overlook the physical warning signs his body was giving him. Despite the disappointing outcome, de Ridder expressed full support for his coach's decision to throw in the towel. He said that his longtime friend and coach, Haran, has known him for over 10 years and could immediately tell something was wrong. According to de Ridder, Haran made the right call because continuing would have served no purpose other than risking his health. He emphasized that the trust between him and his corner is strong and that he values having a team that prioritizes his well-being over pride or pressure. In addition to discussing the Allen fight, de Ridder also addressed a bizarre situation involving a fake social media account pretending to be him. The impersonator account had been posting messages directed at current middleweight champion Khamzat Chimaev, sparking confusion and tension online. De Ridder clarified that he had nothing to do with the account, saying that Chimaev might still believe it was him. He laughed about the incident, calling it pretty funny, and admitting that some of the fake posts were oddly entertaining. He also confirmed that he had reported the account several times and that it has since been taken down. When asked if he had a message for Chimaev, de Ridder jokingly said that if he were the person behind the fake account, he would tell Khamzat to be patient and hold on to the title because he is coming for it soon. While he is still recovering and focusing on resolving his health concerns, de Ridder remains optimistic about returning to peak condition and getting back into title contention. He acknowledged that he has lessons to learn from the loss and from overtraining, and he plans to make smarter adjustments going forward. For now, fans are eager to see how de Ridder bounces back once he's fully healthy, and whether this renewed focus will lead him back to the dominant form that once made him one of the most respected champions in mixed martial arts. Khabib Nurmagomedov recently opened up about one of the most defining moments of his career: his decision to retire from mixed martial arts at the age of just 32. The undefeated UFC lightweight champion shocked the world when he announced his retirement immediately after submitting Justin Gaethje in October 2020. At the time, fans speculated that his decision was connected to the passing of his father and lifelong coach, Abdulmanap Nurmagomedov, who died just months earlier. Now, Khabib has shared new details, revealing that the UFC gave him only 1 month to make a massive decision about his future. During a recent interview, Khabib explained that after his father passed away, everything happened so quickly that he barely had time to process what was going on. He said the UFC informed him they would give him 1 month off before expecting him to return and continue fighting, possibly even traveling to Canada for training or promotion. This, he said, was an extremely difficult situation for him and his family. Khabib described the period as emotionally overwhelming, with his father's death, the interim title fight between Justin Gaethje and Tony Ferguson, and the mounting pressure from the organization all occurring in rapid succession. He revealed that if his father had still been alive, he likely would have continued fighting a little longer because his father would have encouraged him to defend his legacy further. However, after losing his mentor, Khabib knew deep down that his journey in the octagon was complete. Reflecting on those moments, he described the decision as painful but honest, saying that he needed to stay true to the promise he made to his mother after his father's death, that he would not continue fighting without his father's presence in his corner. Khabib's choice to retire undefeated at 29-0 remains one of the most iconic exits in combat sports history, a testament to his discipline, integrity, and loyalty to his family values over fame and fortune. In the same conversation, Khabib was also asked about his legendary victory over Conor McGregor in 2018, which remains one of the biggest and most heated rivalries in UFC history. He laughed as he described that fight as feeling like a vacation. For Khabib, it was a deeply satisfying moment, not only because of the magnitude of the event but also because it allowed him to settle a personal score. He explained that the fight gave him the rare opportunity to step inside the cage, confront someone he genuinely disliked, and walk away not only victorious but also well compensated. He joked that outside of the cage, if you did something like that to someone you disliked, you'd end up in jail, but inside the cage, you get paid and celebrated for it.